Hello everyone. Today we have Q&A episode number 12, so let's get right into some questions. First up from EJ Cubed, if you had to switch from CFOP to another method, which method would it be and why? I think for me it would probably be between ZZ and Rue, probably leaning a bit more towards Rue because I've seen some people get really good averages with that, specifically Keon. He's gotten a 6 average with that in competition. And I think the reason that CFOP is so popular is because there are so many resources and so many fast people that have developed like good out sets for it. And I think Rue is fairly well optimized and fairly popular as well, so there's probably a decent amount of resources for that method as well. Cuboids1001 asked, is the GAN X worth it? What do you think the proper price for that cube should be? Obviously, I would want that cube to be cheaper. It's $62 for the full version, and that's very, very expensive for a cube, you know, that's straight out of the box. Usually you might pay for, like, for example, the polymer cube is in the 60s. Some Cubicle Labs products are $50, but then you're getting a puzzle that has been customized and set up for you. The GAN X is just stock out of the box. That's how expensive it is out of the box. GAN is simply an expensive brand. Their cubes have always been more expensive than all the other brands. They demand more money because of their innovation, I suppose. So the GAN X has had a lot of research development phase built into it. So there's a lot of people you need to pay to do that. So there's like research and development fees. Then with the cube, you're also getting 3 sets of magnets and 3 sets of nuts. Then you're getting the cube itself and its fancy box and the pamphlet, a few tiny things that add up to a lot of money. Now granted, I do think the cube should be cheaper, but you know, in order for GAN to make a decent profit, I understand that they made it very expensive. I feel like the cube could have been $50, but I really don't know how much the individual materials cost to make. So not knowing that information, it might make sense for GAN to make it that expensive in order for them to make a decent amount of profit off of their product. But at the same time, you know, I wish it was cheaper. Sandra Cuber said, hey, I live in Thailand where there are barely any competitions and none of my friends can solve the cube. What do you recommend I do to keep being motivated? And are you color neutral, and if not, do you plan to be? Love your videos, keep going. Thanks, Sandra. Well, I'm not color neutral yet, but I probably will be eventually. I've been putting it off just because I don't find that it's the most important factor to me being a lot faster at the moment, but I think it could definitely help. So right now I'm only white-yellow color neutral, so I haven't branched out to blue, green, red, orange, but I probably will eventually. I practice it now and then, but I don't really practice it heavily. If you have a competition in mind that you want to go to that you can find, now I don't know what you average, but say, oh, I want to be sub 15, I want to be sub 10. Sub 10 is a difficult barrier to break, but set yourself a goal that's reasonable for you to achieve by that competition, and hopefully you'll be able to achieve it. And I think that will help you stay motivated. Mr. Rubric asked, Square 1 is my main event, while 3x3 is my best. For Squan, I use the Cubicle Vault MS, and for 3x3, I use the GAN X. Should I save up for the Vault M or the Valk Elite M? Both of which would very likely be my new main. I can't really speak for the Valk Elite. I think it'll be an amazing cube, but it's not out yet. I haven't been able to try it yet, so I can't really give my opinion on that. I do know that the 356X is an amazing cube, and I love it personally, so maybe I would stick with the 3x3 main and probably get the Vault M. I'm not sure if there's a huge difference between the MS and the M. I only have the M, but since the Valk Elite isn't quite out yet, I would say probably go for the Square 1. Liam Turner asked, do you think that companies like Moyu and Qi should start trying to make a really good clock since there are only 2 clocks? Yeah, I would love it if Moyu or Qi were to make a clock. Now granted, I don't compete in clock, and I don't understand why it's an event in the WCA. But that said, if the company makes a good clock, then I think a lot more people would be motivated to practice it, pick it up, buy it, and compete in it as well. I know a lot of people are wondering, why aren't Moyu and Qi coming out with clocks? Well, it's basically because they've never come out with a clock before, and they don't know how to do it. So there's a long research and development phase that they have to go through in order to make a really good product. Johnny DeCuber asked, what events are you trying to focus more on in 2019? I think the main one I'm trying to get into is 3x3 blindfolded. I competed in it once last year. I did get a success at my first competition, but it wasn't really a result that I was happy about. I got a 444 on the first one, which was not good, and then I got a 346, I think. So I'm definitely trying to go sub 3 minutes this year, and I will be competing in blind soon at Northeast Champs. I did just get a PB recently, 225, so hopefully I'll be able to get some good results and practice my blind a bit more over the course of 2019. I'd really love to get a sub 3-minute single though, just so I can qualify for Nationals and Worlds, because the cutoff there is 3 minutes flat, and obviously my 3:46 is not cutting it. Nabrand's Twisty Puzzler asks, should I angstrom lube my Mofang Jiaoshi MF8? Okay, I don't know why you would want to do that. The thing is, like, 8x8 has so many contact points. In order to cover the whole thing, you would need a lot of lube, and I feel like that would just slow it down more than it would help. I would rather have a faster 8x8 because the puzzle isn't too fast to begin with, so I wouldn't recommend it. Also, you would have to take the puzzle apart in order to lube the internal pieces. That would just be a nightmare. If you're willing to take it apart, go for it. But for me, there's no way I'm doing that. NovaCuber said, where do you think Nationals is going to be located? So this was asked before Nationals was announced, but it was recently announced that Nationals 2019 is going to be in Baltimore, Maryland. So it's super close to where I live, and that means I'll be able to go to World Championships and then Nationals. So I was afraid that it would be far, I wouldn't be able to go to Australia and then go far to Nationals as well. But now knowing that it's in Baltimore, it's a quick drive from my house, then I'm definitely going to be at Nationals. I'm super excited for that competition. KL Cuber said, what is the best way to get subs quickly for new YouTubers? Also, I love your channel. Thanks, KL Cuber. One of the things that I did to grow my channel when I first started out was I would buy a cube as soon as it came out, and I would try to make a video about it as soon as I possibly could and be the first one to post a video about it. Sometimes that can be tricky if there are testers out there that get the products before their release date, but if you can try to put out some interesting content early enough, you'll get a lot of views. If you don't have the money to buy a new product as soon as it comes out, the best advice I can give you is to post as often as you can. Try to make good quality content at the same time. I'm not saying like upload solves every day, because that's not the type of thing that people want to see. But try to make as much interesting content as you can, and the more often you upload, the more people will want to watch your channel. Warrior Block said, do you think budget magnetic cubes can compete with flagships that are expensive? So yes, there is one. I believe that the Yushin Kylin V2M is an amazing cube that can totally compete with flagship magnetic cubes. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that it's black with tiles, and I don't like the shades on it whatsoever. I would prefer it to be stickerless, but the performance of the cube is so good that I could totally see using it as my main if it weren't for the shades of the cube. The MGC is also a very viable option. It's not my favorite cube in the world, but it is very good and it has very good performance. TNL Cubing said, Happy New Year! Worlds is going to be super fun. Hope to see all you Americans here down under. Yes, I am so pumped to go to the land down under. I've never been out of the country, so Australia is like the farthest possible place you can go to get out of the country from where I live in Maryland. But it's going to be a super fun trip. I can't wait for the summer. It's going to be winter down there, but it's still going to be super fun. I'm pumped for that trip, and I hope to see a lot of you guys in Australia this July. So that does it for Q&A episode number 12. If you have any more questions you want me to answer, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll answer them next month. So that's about all for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.